All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Back from another quick hit. And first and foremost, as always, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, and double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or forbear. And I'm just going to be reading a quick account of who they call Christopher Columbus. All right, Cristobal Colon is his real name, I believe, and pretty much about how when he came across the Taino or Taino, so-called Native American Indians, all right, the natives of what is known today as Puerto Rico, or Puerto Rico, he dealt very treacherously with them. All right, and I'm going to read the account of that. And then, of course, as always, bring out some edifying scriptures. All right, so Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, and this is actually a Facebook post from Vintage Caribbean. And it says, the entries into Christopher Columbus' log as he recorded his first encounters with the indigenous people of the Indies are very telling. Okay, the island people arrived alongside his ships, offering humble gifts that Columbus described as parrots and balls of cotton and spears and many other things, which they exchanged for the glass beads and hawks' bells. These were the Taino's people, or the Arawaks, quote unquote, as they would come to be known, and Columbus, Cristobal Colon, described them as well built with good bodies and handsome features. All right, and these are Jakes. All right, the natives, so-called natives of Puerto Rico, are from the northern kingdom. I believe Puerto Ricans are from Ephraim. All right, so he came across them, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he came with, I think it was 9 Hebrew interpreters, because he knew that when he was coming to what is known as the Americas, or the western hemisphere, that the northern kingdom of the Israelites that was scattered, all right, and they were exiled in the time of the Assyrian captivity. They were exiled in the time of the Assyrian captivity. They were scattered to the Americas. This is spoken of in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. And since I brought it up, might as well go ahead and get it. All right, so he knew, according to the Apocrypha, that this is where they were. All right. So 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and let's see, start down at verse, hang on. Yeah, it's just 13, okay. Start down at verse, 39. And it says, and whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceful multitude unto him. All right, this is speaking of Yahweh Shai. All right, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king, whom Salmanazar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a country where never mankind dwelt, that they there might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. All right, this further country that mankind never dwelt is known as the Americas today. All right, and all the 12 tribes of Israel have been brought here to be delivered together. All right, as it says would happen in the end times. Okay, it says verse 42, and also I want to add this: they were brought here to be punished together and delivered together. Let's go ahead and get that they were punished together. All right, southern and northern kingdom. Okay, so-called Negroes, the southern kingdom, and so-called Latinos, Native American Indians, the northern kingdom. This is Jeremiah 50, and let me see. All right, so this is I get verse 7, and then I'm gonna get the other part. Jeremiah 50:7. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. And the same way that the Europeans, so-called Europeans, the Edomites, destroyed the children of Judah. All right, it was the same way they did to the so-called Latinos, Native American Indians. All right, so let me see. Where is that scripture at? I might have to search it up. I'm trying to think. Wait, is it Jeremiah 50 and 11? I thought it was 11. No, I'll search it up right quick. Behold, the children of Judah and Israel were oppressed together. So let's see. Okay, I had the right chapter, Jeremiah 50 and 33. Okay, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So that's what happened, all right? The so-called Latinos, Native American Indians, and the so-called Negroes, okay, were oppressed together. Let's see. Going back to 2nd Ezra 13th chapter, okay, I'm going to read verse 40 again. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, their king, whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country which never mankind dwelt. All right, and that's, once again, the Western Hemisphere, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. All right, the waters, okay, the ocean. But through that country there was a great way to go, Salakia, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth. Then they dwelt there unto the latter time, which we're in the latter time now, and now when they shall begin to come. Okay, so let's get the definition for that word, Arsareth. The same region is called Arsareth. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, it says, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration. All right, let me see. Okay, let's see. It says, I translate from the Hebrew, it apparently means other land. Let's see. Can't. Salakia. It's a certain thing I'm looking for, but I don't know where to find it at. But anyways, so once again, man, we know that land was the Americas. All right, and then also we know through the prophecies, because the children of Israel were prophesied to have the Spirit poured upon them and to rise up in these last days. All right, and those are those three groups, okay, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, all right, which make up the southern and northern kingdom of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, they're the ones that are having that great awakening. They're the ones that the curses fit. They're the ones that the punishments that were prescribed fit. All right, so we know that that's who it's talking about. But anyways, I wasn't even planning on going there, but let's just go back. Oh, okay, let's go back to that article. All right, so it says, let's see, paragraph 2, it says, this description, while deceptively simple, had a chilling implication because Columbus was not taking note of these facts out of idle interest, but in terms of how to best exploit them. As the natives offered up gifts and the open hand of friendship, and by implication the freedom of their islands, Columbus remarked simply on their primitive appearance and primeval technology and how easy they would be to overcome, he noted. All right. So while they were seeing Esau Edom, okay, the so-called white man, all right, they were looking at him, as pretty much trying to be friends, because the children of Israel are naturally, peace-loving people. All right. Now, of course, in today's time, our people have become even more wicked than the nations, as it says in, I believe it's Ezekiel 5:5. But it wasn't always like this. Let me go there and see, since I quoted it. Let me go ahead and get that right quick. Yep, Ezekiel 5:5 and 6. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, this is Jerusalem. I have set in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she hath changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments and my statutes, they have not walked in them. All right. Now, once again, the children of Israel, because we are the seed of the righteous, all right, particularly the elect, are going to be naturally, especially, once again, I say that particularly the elect, because 2/3 of our people are given into wickedness, but are naturally going to be loving and kind people. All right, because it's not, we're not the wicked of the earth. We're not programmed the same way that Esau is programmed. All right, we're programmed to be, to be the chosen nation, to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. All right. But anyways, going back to that article, let's keep reading. I'm gonna start at verse 2, paragraph 2 again. It says, this description, while deceptively simple, had a chilling implication, because Columbus was not taking note of these facts out of idle interest, but in terms of how to best exploit them. As the natives offered up gifts in the open hand of friendship, and by implication the freedom of their islands, Columbus remarked simply on their primitive appearance and primeval technology, and how easy they would be to overcome. He noted that they do not bear arms and do not know them. For I showed them a sword, they took it by the edge and cut themselves out of ignorance. They have no iron, their spears are made of cane. They would make fine servants. With 50 men, we could subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want. So that's how Columbus was thinking. All right. A crystal ball Cologne says what Columbus wanted in the first instance was gold, and he was quick to observe the small items of gold jewelry worn by his visitors, which alerted him immediately to the fact that there was gold to be found somewhere on these islands. All right, and that word Puerto Rico, okay, means in English that's translated to a rich port. Okay, so lots of natural resources on that island. All right, which is why, as the Europeans always do, they came in, subjugated the locals and stole the resources. All right, colonized it. It says, to get to the bottom of it, Columbus would waste no time. Thus, a chain of events was set in motion that would permanently affect Western civilization. All right, so here's a quick little picture of him. And now let's get some scriptures, and Lord willing, it's edifying. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to start at Psalms chapter 140. All right, this is our hope today. Psalms chapter 140 and verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Deliver me from the evil man. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. And that's exactly what they were doing when they came across, when Cristobal Colon came across the so-called natives of Puerto Rico. All right, that's exactly what his mindset was on. He was imagining mischief. All right, how he could overthrow them. Okay, how he could bring destruction to them, take their resources and enslave them. All right, as we read, let's get the definition for mischiefs. All right, it says, let's see, playful misbehavior or troublemaking, especially in children. Nope, that's definitely not a good definition. Naughtiness. Let's see. I don't like any of these definitions, really. Mischief or malicious mischief is a name for a class of criminal offenses that is defined differently. Nope, I don't like this name either. I don't like this definition. Let's get some synonyms for mischief. Maybe that'll give us a better understanding of what that word means. It says badness, bad behavior, mischievousness. Okay, I like this in thesaurus.com. Atrocity, devilment, devilry, fault, friskiness, harm, hurt, ill, injury, misbehavior. Okay, these are the things. This is, they were it was atrocity what they did to the Northern Kingdom. All right, not just in Puerto Rico, but all over the Western Hemisphere. All right, once again, beat, enslaved, stole their land, murdered, okay, graped, spoiled, all these things, man. All right. So going back to Psalms 140, okay, verse 1 and 2. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent adders. Poison is under their lips. Okay. Keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my goings. Okay. And that's exactly what they did, man. They plotted and planned on how to overthrow the Taino natives. All right. Who are of the tribe of Ephraim. Let's go to stay in the book of Psalms, go to the 10th chapter. All right, this describes him perfectly. Okay. Let's see. Psalm chapter 10 and verse 8. It says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion. All right, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. All right, he lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. Okay, so once again, they set up traps. All right, he said, verse 10, he croucheth and humbleth himself. Okay, and that's exactly what he did. You know, he was taking notes on them. He was studying them, and they do that today. They study Jake. They know everything about us. They know, you know, these elites, they know more about us than we know about ourselves. They study our psychology. All right, they study how to, you know, because they want to learn how to manipulate and overtake and to keep us at a lower downtrodden state. All right, that's what this hip hop and all these different feminism, all these things are all designed to undermine and destroy, okay, Israelite communities, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Indian. All right, it says he croucheth and humbleth himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Okay, so he humbles himself, acts like he's coming to do something good for you, and really the whole time he's just plotting on you. He has said in his heart, Yahweh, okay, which they don't know the name of the Lord. They call him God and Jesus. God hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. All right, that's what the wicked think. That's what the wicked say. They think that that's the reason why they got this, you know, they believe that they fight so hard for white Jesus and love, but their actions never show love. All right, the only thing that they've ever shown is that they're bloodthirsty, okay, murderers. All right, that's it. Psalms, the 17th chapter. Let's see, in verse 13. Actually, you know what? I'll start at verse 8. Okay. Psalms 17th chapter, verse 8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. All right, so he tries to humble himself, and that's why the scriptures say, all right, never trust thine enemy. Okay, and see, these pork chop eating pastors ain't telling us who our enemies are, man. But if you look at history, all right, you look at the man whose workings are as Satan, it's very easy to tell who the enemy is. Let's go ahead and get that. Never trust thine enemy. I think that's Sirach 12 and 10, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, here it is. All right. And we'll come back to that Psalms. Okay, in Sirach 12 and 10, it reads, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay, so with iron rust, you wipe it off, but that rust is still going to be there. It cannot be taken away. All right, because that's who they created to be. They're created to be the sword of the Most High. All right, so let's keep rolling. Psalm 17 and 12, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, Esau, Edom, the wicked. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. From the men which are thy hand, O Lord. From the men of the world. Okay, and Esau, they are the ones that rule this world, which have their portion in this life. That's how you know it's talking about them. Okay, because the wicked, they have their portion in this life. They got the nicest of everything. All right, because they're in their kingdom. It says, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. All right, but, you know, we pray that the Lord deliver us from the hand of this devil, man. All right, the ones whose workings are after the spiritual demon Satan. Let's get that. All right, 2 Thessalonians 2. Okay, let's see. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That man of sin is Esau Edom, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped, so that he sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is. Okay, so this is actually, I don't think this is the one I was looking for. Oh, now here it is. Yep, I found it. All right, so that man of sin, the son of perdition, okay, the son of the one of those destined for destruction, as Esau Edom, they're being revealed. All right, their works are testifying against them. All right, skipping down to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse, let's see. Okay, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume, okay, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Okay, so this is talking about, once again, this is talking about the wicked, the ones whose workings are after the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, it's not talking about the actual spiritual demon Satan. All right, and we know that Esau, okay, is the sword of the Lord. All right, as we just read in Psalm 17 chapter. But let's see. Let's go to Psalms 55. Okay, Psalms 55 and 21, I believe it is. Yep. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Okay, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, so he comes in with sweet talking, but the whole time he plotting on how to destroy you. All right, and that's why I said, never trust thy enemy. You got to know who your enemy is. These pork chop eating pastors ain't telling you that you even have enemies. They telling you that everybody's equal, but you know, everybody's equal as long as so-called Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians on the bottom. All right, the children of Israel on the bottom, and they're on top. All right, having us trodden down. Okay, but we're bringing out the 100% truth according to the Bible. The Lord is getting ready to destroy this devil. All right, let's go to Isaiah 29 and 15 and get a few more scriptures, and then I'll wrap it up. This is Isaiah 29 and 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? All right, so they do these things, and it said that earlier, and it said that in, I believe it was Psalms the 17th chapter, or either Psalm 17 or Psalms 10. All right, that they think that no one sees them. All right, but the Most High sees everything that you do, man. All right, the Most High sees everything that you do. Let's get Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. All right, and it reads, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, are his philosophies, and literally physical alcohol. All right, you know, he brought that to the so-called natives. All right, and pushed that, you know, that strong drink on them. All right, but this is really talking about spiritually. Okay, you know, with his wines, his philosophies, or his wayward doctrines. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, so he's greedy, extremely greedy. He cannot be satisfied. And anytime you go into an Edomite nation, okay, so-called Western European nation, it's just a big melting pot of all these different people. Okay, verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them. Okay, verse 8, because thou, and this is the judgment. This is the judgment that's going to come upon them, man. All right, they're going to be chased out the earth. And I'm going to get that next. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. All right, and they're going to be, you know, hunted down, put into captivity, man. And all the Edomites here in America, they're going to be destroyed, all right, by way of the nuclear missiles, okay? Let's go to Job, 18th chapter, and let's see. Okay, Job, the 18th chapter, and whoo, man, this is fire. I could really read this whole. We'll start at verse 5. I'm gonna start at verse 5 and read on down. Job 18:5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. All right, and we've seen that happen, okay, to a certain extent. You know, there's a scripture that says the tongue of the wicked speak against himself, something to that effect. Pretty much you got these whistleblowers coming out, all right, that are spilling the beans on what the elites in Esau, Edom, the wicked, are planning and are plotting on, all right. And then, you know, you're gonna have you're gonna also have Edomites rising up against Edomites, all right, as it says in Isaiah the 19th chapter. I will set Egyptians against Egyptians. Okay, they're the modern day Pharaoh in Egypt and Egyptians. Okay, they're the modern day oppressor, just like the children of Israel were oppressed in ancient Egypt. It says, verse 8, for he is cast into a net. He is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. And this is the Lord setting this trap. All right. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. Wow, that's strong right there. That's powerful. It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. And that's going into the, once again, those intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, that's going to be their judgment. All right, that's the judgment of Babylon the Great. All right, the missiles are going to hit. And then the Lord is also, the chariots are going to be down here, and they're going to be zapping folks. They're going to be burning up people as well. All right, so it's going to be all out, you know, fire, man. The Lord, he's going to bring a whole lot of firepower. All right, it says, verse 16, his roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. All right, because why? You go into the book of Obadiah, it says he be cut off by slaughter. But that's what Obadiah, verse 18. All right, it says 18, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. You see that? He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. All right, it's prophesied of in Isaiah 14 too. Prepare Isaiah 14 and 21, I believe. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. All right, that they shall not rise up and fill the world with cities, fill the face of the world with cities, something like that. And just roughly paraphrasing. All right, so pretty much, man, you know, that's their judgment because of all the wickedness. And we just read that in Habakkuk chapter 2. All right, let's go back. I think I still got that pulled up. All right, Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Okay, so that they're going to be chased out of the world. All right, Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Yeah, that verse 8 right there. Okay, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city and of all that dwell therein. All right, let's go to the book of Micah, the 2nd chapter now. Okay, Micah, the 2nd chapter, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity. Okay, and that's what Crystal Ball Cologne came in mind. He came with the mindset of iniquity, all right, evil, wickedness, mischievousness. All right, he's looking to see how we could overthrow these people, all right, which were the tribe of Ephraim, and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All right, so they came in with the mindset of how can we steal these people's land? How can we enslave them? That's what Crystal Ball Cologne, okay, who the world knows as Christopher Columbus, came to do. Okay, let's see what the Lord got to say about that, though. Verse 3, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, behold against this family, do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with a doleful lamentation. And that's what we're doing. Okay. Lamentation, to lament means to cry bitterly and say, we be utterly spoiled. He had changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields. All right. So the so-called, natives, so-called Latinos, all right, they had all their land pretty much taken. They were wiped out, murdered, okay, by the hand of this devil, man. All right, and they're crying out now because of these things. It says, let's see. Okay, that's the end of that. So let's go ahead and I'll close out with this. Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. All right, we're going to get a little bit of their judgment, of their punishment. All right, the Lord said, to you do I devise an evil. All right, Ezekiel 35 and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Okay, prophesy against a mount or a hill, synonymous with a big government or a small government. All right, so their governing body, all right, which is the elites. Okay, NATO, the EU, this beast system. All right, we're setting our face against it. We're prophesying against it, against the wicked, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword at the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. All right, he went overboard, man. Okay, he went overboard, and to this day he still is treading us down, man. All right, still whooping on us. It says, verse 6, Therefore as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh, I'll prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sit thou hast not hated blood, even shall blood pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee a perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Okay, so there you go. There you go. And you know what? I could keep reading, but you guys can read it for yourself. I'm gonna close out with that. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, wherever he may be scattered across the four winds of heaven, the four corners of the earth. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakwadash. All right, and I'm gonna put all the verses that I used in the description box. I'm gonna start trying to do that so you can read for yourself and read along, while you're listening to these videos. But anyways, that being said, once again, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.